already know that you're the one that went there, okay? I need you to help me understand why you did this to your mom.
I didn't do anything to my mom.
Can you explain this?
I cannot. I absolutely cannot.
If this story you just told me is true,
Yeah.
you would have told me that.
No, because...
Correct?
No.
Why? All these are the same clothes you went there when you killed her?
Yes. No.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this whole video, we are talking about love. Literally and... literally. Valentini, and nope, it's not Valentine's Day for short people, it's a name. And it's all about love. And this story is truly about the love between a mother and a son. In a bright, sunny Californian home, a dark scene was discovered. And the lies, they could choke a wood chipper. I mean, if only there wasn't surveillance footage, huh? Come on! Let's give this twisted story a go. Let's start, for a change, you know, with the where. As in, there's a killer out there. Where? Grover Beach is a city in California. A city by, the beach, if you can believe that. It's a smallish city surrounded by the mighty mountains, nestled in San Luis Obispo County. These days, you're talking about 13,000 people call it home. And as places to be, it ain't half bad if you want to know the truth. It has beautiful sandy shores, sunsets you'd slap a ham to, and it's generally got a pretty laid-back beach vibe. Cowabunga, and so on and so forth. However, can I shock you? Take that laid-back beach vibe and throw it in the ocean, because things were certainly not N.O. laid back. Late October 2018. A 911 call was made to the Grover City Police Department at approximately 11:30 a.m. October 25th. The call came from officers who worked at the California Men's Colony. The California Men's Colony, it's a prison, male-only prison. They probably guessed that by the name. The prison was about 25 minutes north from Grover Beach on the other side of the city of San Luis Obispo. Now, the call wasn't really related to the prison. The people making the call just worked there. The officers were from the prison, and they were in Grover Beach that day because, well, they were worried about one of their staff members. See, she hadn't shown up for work that day, so they were doing a welfare check, a how's you doing check, and you know what? When you work and are surrounded by criminals all day, if you were to somehow have a change of routine, you might be sort of worried that maybe you're surrounded by criminals, maybe even at home. The prison employee was Athena Valentiny, and she lived in her condo on South 9th Street, a nice little chunky part of town. Athena was 64 years of age. She was originally from Hungary, if you can believe that. Magyarország! Athena, she lived in this condo alone, though she did have a son, 26-year-old Levente, or Levente, as we would probably call him, Levente Lazar. He was in like the Midwest. He lived in Indiana. Levente had been born in Hungary, but his father and Athena's husband passed when he was only 3 years of age from a heart attack. And soon after, Athena took her young son and emigrated to the United States in 1997, finding their way to California. Athena eventually ended up working in the state prison system as a nurse in the California Men's Colony, and she had been there 5 years come 2018. And Athena was doing alright, she owned her condo, she even owned 2 of them, suck on that! She owned another condo in Grover Beach that she rented out for a nice little bit of cha-ching. She was well-liked, well-respected, all that jazz. So, when she failed to show up for work one day, folks noticed. They noticed a lot.
Grover Beach Police.
Yes, this is Officer Cook calling from California Men's Colony.
Hi, how can I help you?
Just calling to let you know that there's going to be 2 officers conducting a welfare check. Want to see if you can send a unit down here. Based on the information that we have, there may be an issue at the residence. We have to have a unit come here. Her vehicle's here. She only has 1 vehicle. The vehicle's here. And from a neighbor's description of her daily routine, it's not normal.
For a check on registered nurse that never showed up for work this morning.
Oh.
So get here. We know she only has one vehicle registered to her from our information. She's not answering the door. We spoke with a neighbor. She said the last time she saw her was 2 days ago, but she did hear her yesterday speaking Hungarian. She is Hungarian, and that's all she knows.
Any cars? Hers?
This is her only registered
This is hers,
vehicle. Yeah.
They didn't go in because even through the windows, they saw some shit. Like, not good shit, though. Bad shit.
Partner here saw some red type of substance on the blinds, so I don't know if that'd be enough for you.
You guys are scaring the shit out of me. Well, it's good enough if you guys are going to request to check the welfare.
Yeah.
I don't need a warrant. I can just go in. Okay.
No, we're not.
So, corrections officers arrived at her condo to check on her, and a couple of Grover Beach police also rocked up. The corrections officers hadn't actually gone into her house, even though the door seemed open.
You know if she has any weapons or anything?
No idea.
Police department! Athena!
Police began to make entry, and noticed even from the start that there was a bad smell, though that could just be Hungarian cooking.
No, it doesn't smell good. Athena! Police department!
Going in further, they eventually ended up in the master bedroom. And on the bedroom floor lay Athena.
Item 12. Code 4. 1144. Alright, just don't touch anything, but looks like a lot of pills. Oh, wait, no. There's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Can't really tell for slice marks. Okay, yeah, let's finish and then I'll have you guys just stand outside. Just, don't leave until I get your guys' info.
The house had been ransacked, and the way that Athena's body was, it was on the extreme side of violence.
Yeah, we're not gonna touch anything. Looking at that, it's, I can't tell if she sliced herself or something came out.
Had this been a burglary gone wrong, or was it self-inflicted? Because around her body lay open pills and all of that stuff. It was horrifying, though, whatever it was. Under Athena's body was a huge pool of blood, partially soaked up by the brown carpet. On her bedsheet, more blood. Her throat had been sliced open. She had almost been decapitated. The autopsy revealing she'd been stabbed about 10 times. Truly gruesome, and likely ruling out self-inflicted right off the bat.
There's a lot of pills around her, but she's doubled over, and I can't tell if it's slice marks, but there's a lot of congealed blood. She's like in a prone position. Well, a curled fetal position upstairs.
Nobody would be saying freaking cowabunga to this. Like, it was really hardcore gruesome what had happened to this poor woman. And the first, like, immediate step after securing off this crime scene in a place like Grover Beach, small town, doesn't have these kind of crime scenes. This is a new one for the books. The next step was then, who had last seen what was her last known movements?
Police officers came to the house earlier today to do a welfare check and found a lady deceased in the home. They then called backup and are now conducting a suspicious death investigation. Right now we have Grover Beach Police, the SLO Sheriff Office, the DA's office, forensics on scene right now. They did transport the body off scene to the coroner's office about an hour ago, and little details are known at this time still.
In the home, they found a receipt from UPS. She had sent a package on the 24th, the day before she was found, at around 3:26 p.m. She had been on the phone with a friend a couple of hours after, and all seemed well. A neighbor said they hadn't seen her, but had heard her milling about the place. The last anybody knew, from seeing her the day before she was found, she seemed fine. No snags, no issues. She was in grand form. But speaking to neighbors, they pointed out one thing to the police that the police had sort of already noticed. Dog bed. Dog toys. No dog.
When she goes to work, she leaves the dog outside in the patio area here.
The dog was named Athena. Also, interestingly, and no one could find the dog. A dog, Athena, she loved it so much that she named it after herself. Weird. But that was like her thing. She would always be seen going out for strolls with Athena, the dog version of Athena. And the thing about Athena, dog version, was that it didn't like anybody not named Athena. It was like one of those dogs that either loved you because it knew you, or it absolutely hated you. Her phone was also missing from the home. They found cables and wires that should be plugged into a phone, but nary a plugged-in phone to be found. So had this been random or intentional? But the level of violence inflicted, it's hard to do that accidentally. So one of the first avenues the investigators went down to try and solve this was her work. She worked at a prison. She worked at a men's prison. She was surrounded by criminals and killers every single day of her working life. Had one of these lads gotten out and followed her home, or had they been inside, gotten their buddies? Hey pal, sort something out for me. Athena did, from time to time, have negative interactions with the inmates. Athena, she wasn't a scaredy cat. She wasn't scared of them. She had no problem laying down the law like you stole a piece of gold from the Elder Scrolls.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
That was her. But no leads from the prison seemed realistic. To begin with, anyway.
Several neighbors described the woman as a private person. She reportedly had a dog, and many are left wondering what happened to the dog and if it's in safe hands. Meanwhile, they're keeping a close eye on the neighborhood after crime scene tape left them feeling on edge.
And though Athena's phone was missing, other things lay out in the open, like jewelry, her wallet sitting right there.
I would say ransack, but I don't know what she's ransacking about because even her purse isn't ransacked, so if they're going for valuables.
Blood was also found in Athena's sink, like the killer had tried to wash up. Luminol would detect even more, like after the killer had, well, killed, they had hastily washed up, then fled the scene and didn't touch anything else. So the first port of call being established a timeline, and though they didn't have Athena's phone, they could contact the cell phone provider who could just give them, a digital version of every single thing her cell phone had done. That would take time though. In the meantime, the only other person they really needed to inform was her son, Levente, who lived all the way in Indiana, over 2,000 miles away.
Hi.
Hello, are you Lazar? Or Mr. Lazar?
Yeah, Levente Lazar.
Okay, is Miss Valentini your mother?
Yes.
Can I step in and speak to you, please?
My girlfriend lives here, but sure.
Is it, you live here with her, though?
Yeah, she's here and a dog.
Okay, would you mind if I come in?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. I was contacted this afternoon by the St. Louis Obispo County Sheriff's Department or District Attorney's Office, I don't remember which one.
Okay.
Your mother's passed away. Very, very sorry for that, obviously.
What happened?
I don't know. They didn't really give me any details. They just asked that we come and make a notification to you.
Okay.
And then have you get in touch with them.
Right.
Very sorry for your loss.
Thank you so much for
Obviously-
the house call, though.
Obviously, that's a very hard thing to have to deal with. So sorry to have to bring bad news to you.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you so much, though. I really appreciate it.
Sorry about that.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Athena adored her child. She thought the sun shone out of her son's ass. For the longest time, it was just the two of them in this new country together. They had arrived in Calabasas. Levente had attended high school there. Then he attended Berkeley, followed by UC Davis. Then he moved to the Midwest. He was currently living in Bloomington with his girlfriend, a medical student, and he was pursuing a master's degree in history. By the way, the dog, Athena, that was in fact originally his dog. He was the one who got the dog, then named it after his mom. That's weird. And then, when he moved out of state, he left the dog with the other Athena. Why he named his dog after his mom is weird. I guess he just really liked saying Athena's a bitch. Now, Levente had plenty of debts. Education, it ain't cheap, but he was a pretty gifted student, so he was getting grants and this and that sort of thing to help him cover his bases. Thing is, though, he still owed almost $200,000, so good luck. Though he did have a job as well as, doing his master's degree, he did day trading. He also worked for Disney, the Walt Disney Publications. Their book department, I guess. So he was doing alright. He'll pay that shit off tomorrow. Though blood is more important than money. And now Levente had no relations left. No real ones. Because his mom had she'd lost a lot of it. Levente told police he hadn't seen his mom in a while, and that he was home in Indiana at the time of his mom's death. Leads were all investigated, but things were going nowhere fast. The prison, boyfriends, ex-boyfriends, dates, her internet dating profile, plenty of fish. Nothing. The only lead was that at around 11 p.m. on the night of October 24th, when it's believed she was killed, a figure was seen outside her condo on a motion-activated camera, and it looked like this figure had Athena, the dog version of Athena. Determining the direction this figure had walked in, police tracked every camera they could that would maybe show where this person had gone to. About 3 blocks away, this figure was seen again with the dog on a corner street camera. The dog was not on a leash, and Athena was not friendly with folk she didn't know. Rewinding that camera about 5 hours earlier, the same figure was spotted walking towards Athena's condo on the phone. Had this person been on the ring with Athena? Well, when police got Athena's cell phone records, it gave them an answer. They were going through all of the numbers she had called, and especially called around the time of the 24th. And one number stuck out because it wasn't a local number. It was a 513 number, which was from southwestern Ohio. And this person with an Ohio number had been calling her up the wazoo, calling her all day, and they could tell that call from an Ohio number to Athena's phone was made when that person was walking towards Athena's on the phone. The police were able to get a warrant for that number, that Ohio-based number, and get that phone's call log by just contacting the cell phone provider, Cricket. It came back linked to one Jacob Keith, and the phone was a burner phone. So who the shit is Jacob Keith? Well, I mean, burner phone, probably not his real name. But, booty, they would get that soon, because with burner phones, you can find out sort of everything about them, call logs and such, and you can also find out where and when a burner phone was purchased. And if there's CCTV of that purchasing, if it wasn't done too long ago, you'll be able to have a real good go and trace whoever is buying this supposedly untraceable phone. Good for you, sucks for them. And where, oh where, had this burner phone, last phone to be in contact with Athena, where had it been purchased? Big dog, you know it was purchased in Bloomington, Indiana. That phone could be traced from Indiana all the way to Grover Beach, arriving there October 24th. After this person left Athena's with her dog, this burner phone and Athena's phone left and soon turned off forever. And remember how I said that Levente, he named his dog after his mom? Well, that wasn't the only lack of imagination he had, because he also purchased a car that was the exact same make and model to the color as his mom's. The exact same color, make, and model Jeep as his mom's. That could also be traced. And although Levente said he was home when his mom was killed, well, sure as shit, his car wasn't.
First apartment? When's the last time you've seen her and talked to her?
It was probably 2 days ago, and I think I heard her either last night or the night before.
You heard her?
Yeah, she was talking to someone in Hungary, and I think it was her son.
Oh, on a phone or something like that?
No, in person.
Finally seemed like they had enough to bring your man in. But if he did it, why'd he do it?
So, I wanted to first again extend my condolences.
Thank you.
I know this is a very difficult
Yes.
thing to deal with, and I just wanted to let you know that we all wanted to extend our condolences and work very hard on this case.
Thank you. And I just want to make it clear, you're welcome to access my phone or to come to my house or anything like that. You don't need a warrant. I can invite you in. I just want to kind of help in any way I can.
I appreciate that.
So Monday, the day I spoke to her, I've been in like 100-mile range.
Of your house?
Yeah, of Bloomington.
Okay. Yeah. Your phone is showing up in Texas, and it tracks all the way back to your house from Texas.
I was not in Texas. Last time I was in Texas was when I moved out here.
Oh.
That was 2015 because I drove here.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I looked at your phone records, what I did was I looked at the other callers that called your mom, okay? And I found another Cincinnati, Ohio number that looks like it was traveling with your phone to your mom's house. And
I don't have another phone either.
Yeah, well, so when I looked at that and I put the two records together.
Oh, I understand.
I have a map from your house to your mom's house.
Oh, to my mom's house?
Correct.
Okay.
With those two phones, it maps directly from your house on the 22nd to your mom's house on the 24th.
I can promise you, I was not.
Okay.
I was not in California
listen
except
to me.
January.
Listen to me for a sec here. So
Sure.
when I looked at that,
Yes.
I checked. There's other systems that we can check that they have what's called a license plate reader.
Okay.
Okay. And when a license plate gets scanned on that as you're driving down the road, it takes a picture of your car. Okay. And the picture it took in Texas and in Arizona and in California is a picture of your car. There's video surveillance cameras on your mom's apartment. Did you know that?
I did not.
I already know that you're the one that went there. Okay? I need you to help me understand why you did this to your mom.
I didn't do anything to my mom.
Levente, it's clear to me. There's clear as day, unfortunately. We went and bought that phone at Best Buy. You're on video there, buying that phone, the Cricket wireless phone that you used during this trip. I have you on video there. I have your video on your mom's house. I have video afterwards with Athena leaving. This is something that's me hard to talk about, but...
No, there's nothing hard to talk about. It's the fact that I didn't...
Explain to me why you killed your mom.
I didn't...
Did something happen there? You were at her house on the 24th of October.
I was not in her house. Of October of this year, I was not.
Levente, do you see what I'm showing you? You want to see more? Your pictures of your Jeep was taken all along your route with you in it.
There's no reason for me to hurt her. I never hurt her. I never did. If anything, I went out of my way to help her all the time. There's no...
Can you explain this?
I cannot. I absolutely cannot. But I did not do anything to her. I really didn't.
Help me explain why.
Why? Why what?
Well, one thing was that Levente was not very good with money. I mean, a lot of folks have student loans, but maybe he had more than most. He was also a bad day trader, and he had lost almost 50 grand in the markets. He also owed the IRS 12 grand. Damn, dude. But he still denied being in California. No, sir.
You're accusing me of hurting my own mom.
Well, do you understand why?
Because of a map, of a phone, and another phone traveling.
Videos of you at her house, walking into the house, walking out with the dog. Okay, I know this. Where's Athena?
I don't have Athena.
Where is she?
I don't know because I haven't...
Did you leave her there? Is she still alive?
When he finally did admit to being in California, he said he was there, fine, I was in Cali. But his excuse was pretty funny. Wasn't he just purchasing the devil's lettuce?
I was in California. But I didn't go see my mom. I didn't see her. I drove by her place. I went to Los Angeles too, and I could prove it to you. I could show it to you.
Okay.
To buy marijuana.
Okay. That's why you came to California?
I know it sounds ridiculous.
Now, as he lived in Indiana in 2018, he could have gone to Colorado, Michigan, or Nevada, where in 2018 marijuana was also legal. But instead, no. He decided to drive straight true to California, specifically to his mom's town.
I think you could understand why I was hesitant why I didn't say I was in California. Because I'm crossing state lines with weed.
Is that really the thing that you think I'm here for? If this story you just told me is true,
yeah,
you would have told me that.
No, because
correct?
No.
Why?
And of course, this was a murder investigation. He was worried the police might arrest him for weed if he told them this. In the middle of investigating his beloved mom's murder, he was scared to tell them about... weed.
I will get in a lot of trouble for that. If I told you that, even if it was not related, I would still get in trouble for that.
Why?
Because I'm breaking a law.
What law are you breaking?
Crossing state lines with marijuana.
That's a law?
I mean, yes it is.
Okay.
Honestly, as police interviews go, it's pretty hilarious. Like, get the popcorn. I'll wait.
I didn't see my mom.
All these are the same clothes you went there when you killed her?
Yes. No, I didn't kill my mom. No. These are the clothes that I wore to California. For you to even say such a thing, it's kind of ridiculous. You guys don't know what is happening.
Really?
And if you're really wasting your time with me...
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, not wasting my time, but wasting your time with me.
No, I wouldn't do that either. Okay.
What I'm imagining right now is that you already have a bunch of cops at my girlfriend's and my house going through our shit And she's gonna come home after a long day of work. She wants to play with the pups. And guess what? She's gonna come home to that. I could move on. It's not a big deal. There's a million fish out there. But damn, man.
Sure, at one point he even helps himself to the detective's notes and files. Sure, have a go. Have a little read there now. Take your time. He later admitted he wanted to see his mom, but she never answered his call, so he left town without seeing her. I mean, he's not a very creative fella, from his dog's name to the type of car he drives. And his excuses are also extremely uncreative. You're listening to this and you're like, Levente, sure, do you want to do another take of these excuses or something? Do you want a mulligan here?
Did you buy the phone at Best Buy?
The Cricket?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Okay, why did you buy that phone?
Personal reasons.
Like what?
Personal reasons.
Can you explain that to me?
No, because it has nothing to do with this.
So why? Why did he do it? Why did he murder his mom? Well, he did have debts, as I mentioned. But to him, it was more than that. See, he was dating in a long-term relationship with a medical student, and he sort of felt a little bit inferior to her from that point of view. Him being in a long-term relationship, I mean, surprisingly, he was in a long-term relationship. He could have, quote, millions of fish.
I could move on. It's not a big deal. There's a million fish out there.
Jeez, Levente, save some chicks for the rest of us. Levente lied about the day trading. He was horrible at it, to the point of losing $50,000. He also lied about working for Disney's publishing house. He never worked for Disney. Instead, as part of his master's degree, he was doing his thesis on a Disney character, which is an interesting thesis to do for your master's in history. And in fact, he'd submitted his thesis to Disney in the hopes of getting a job at their publishing house. Disney left him on red. Levente never worked a day in his life. Athena, she loved her son. He was in her will to get everything, the retirement accounts, the whole kit and caboodle, when she eventually passes. And so Levente said, shoot, why wait? A few months before his mom was killed, Levente had been emailing a realtor in Grover Beach, inquiring about how much her second condo, the one Athena was renting out, how much that would be worth if it was sold. How much do you get for it? He then made a lot of Google searches about, well, murder, as in like how to kill somebody, how long after somebody is murdered, does it take before you can like get their shit, all that kind of thing. He then bought a burner phone, drove and murdered his mom, and stole the dog. The following day, after he murdered his mom, the 25th, October 25th, 45 minutes before her body was found, so nobody knew she was dead yet, he Googled on his iPad in a rest stop in Arizona. He was Googling homicide, Grover Beach, 9th Street. Levente Lazar, suspect, Grover Beach. Levente Lazar, murder, Grover Beach. Grover Beach, murder. So that doesn't look good for him, Googling these things about his mom's death, and his own name, and the word suspect with his own name, before her body is even found. Now, of course, he would later say that his mom had been the one to ask him to inquire how much her second property was worth. He hadn't been emailing the realtor because he wanted the money. Sure, his mom had asked him to do it. And the reason he was Googling, 9th Street homicide, murder, Grover Beach murder, and all that sort of stuff, is because Athena was worried about an ex she had, who apparently was like very aggressive, and he was worried she might be killed by this guy, the mysterious ex who nobody ever has mentioned before, as always. Oh, and Levente Lazar suspect Grover Beach, probably the most damning search he made, having his name and suspect in the same search. Not great. Well, didn't he have an excuse for that one? He was born in Hungary. English is his second language. He didn't even know what he was Googling.
I understand you have evidence. If you have the videos, you have the videos. Let's just let the jury decide.
He was arrested and charged and pleaded not guilty. Levente Lazar went on trial in October 2019, and it lasted 3 weeks. What exactly happened inside Athena's house remains a mystery, but the coroner would say Athena was likely attacked while she slept, attacked from behind. The dog that barked at everybody never barked at him because she knew him. After 3 weeks, Levente was found guilty, and he was sentenced to life without parole for murdering his own mom. And the hell of it is, no one really knows what happened to Athena the dog. She was taken away by Levente and nobody knows what he did with her. He never said. Searches were done, but nobody knows what happened. This guy, Levente, is the final boss of shitheads. The only thing that sucks more than him are his lies, which are also like terribly bad lies. I mean, it's funny for a guy who wanted to work at Disney how unimaginative and uncreative he is, from his dog's name to his car to his lies. Seeing him squirming in the interview is probably the most enjoyable thing I've seen all day. I could watch it again and again. It's great.
All these are the same clothes you went there when you killed her?
Yes. No, I didn't kill my mom.
And poor Athena, who worked all day alongside killers as a nurse in a prison. All day and nothing ever happened. Turns out she has to go to her own son to be murdered, as horrifyingly and gruesome as it was. Should have left him in Hungary. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me that you're here watching this whole video. I hope you found it as interesting as I did, folks. And you know it, as I said, means a lot that you're here. Next whole video will be up, when it's up, Tuesday and Friday. So please give it a go. But until then, please take care of each other and yourselves, 'cause I love you. Mike out.